Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the XRL F4 Division stream. It's a rare occasion with me in the box alongside XRL Bobberts. Bobberts, you've been keeping an eye on these guys throughout the last few weeks. Who looks the pick of the bunch this week?
Well, nobody, as always, nobody can really look past Ryan because he's got the pace on the rest of these guys. But as I say every single week about him, he doesn't have the consistency. So any one of these guys can mix it up there with obviously pick out someone who's going to be more consistent than the rest of them and keep it on the track.
Well, that is important to keep the car on the track. So we're going to get onto the track right now, and the first person we are getting on board with is Flame Dragon Knight 2 locking up, going wide there. Speaking of the devil, Ryan just about to start a lap going into turn 1, so just keep an eye on this one.
Jordan's the first man to finish his lap. He's already gone around the final corner to complete, and he's got a 118.4, which is not, well, it's a little bit off the pace, I would say. Front dog with Flame Dragon, he's gone very wide at turn 11 there, actually.
Commenting on Ryan, he's 4th in the championship so far. In what looks to be quite a close championship up the top. There's gaps, so unfortunately it doesn't look like the playoffs at the moment. Could be something, especially with Piper not racing this week. But let's have a look. Yeah, Ryan in 4th place, 96. 3 ahead of BHA Captain Waster and 3 behind F1 Speed. And then you've got AC Sasson, who's going to have a 10-second penalty today. And the final driver should be Connor Kay, who's right at the top of the championship, 133 points after winning at Germany last week. Has took 3 wins this season, so good progression from Connor Kay, moving up to the divisions last season. Actually, what started this will mark a season for Connor Kay in XRL as Roberts, the Ferrari of Ryan, goes over the line, does a 17.8. Pretty impressive for the division. Sir Clarkwood signing in for the night. Good evening, Sir Clarkwood. CRU signing in. Eyes the Best signing in as well. Good evening to you all. And AZ Saturn, yeah, as you just mentioned, there's not much between them two at all. There's 2,000. Jordan K 2406 in P3, and our championship leader Connor K down in P4. I was going to say F4, but we're in F4.
We are in F4.
Sick Harry, 1.1 seconds down. F1 Speed and Flame Dragon and the other drivers who have done a lap. Clubs signing in for the evening. Good evening, Clubs. Good to see you watching some of the lower divisions. You'll be racing tomorrow night. How are you looking for your race around here in the F5 division? Ryan is slowing down. It's sort of the part of the lap where they're all driving slow. Tyre wear is quite an important thing around here, so they're not really wanting to push the tyres too much on their in and out laps, as it looks like Flame Dragon's doing the same. We've got F1 Speed, who...
John Digweed's on a lap, actually.
John Digweed, he mustn't have set one yet then. No, he isn't. He's in the Ferrari.
No, he went out quite late compared to us. I mean, he's trying to get the clean air, but he's coming through turn 10 through turn 11.
Bad for the division.
Keeps it within the white lines. He's doing a good lap so far from John Digweed.
He's got a heck of a lot of curves left for the point of the lap. I mean, I'd used all of it by now.
Yeah, he's strangely used a little bit out of turn 12 actually, but yeah, by this point, I actually used all my curves in sector 1.
Yeah, I nearly use all of it. I like to keep a bit just on that little straight between at the end of sector 2, but he uses it all there, and he's gone P3, 4/10 off the pace on an 18.2, so a decent time set from John Digweed there. It's good to see. Haven't really seen much of his progress since coming into the league, but Connor Kay warming up his tyres in the Lotus. He's just on an out lap and going quite slowly, so we'll come back to him when he starts.
Irish Blue Gunner's on a lap.
Irish Blue Gunner, yeah. Let's get on him. He's just gone through T1 then, and going down the hairpin to turn 2. Seems like he's already lost time on a decent time, and he's already getting a bit out of shape on the hairpin there, turning in way too early. Climbing up the hill, and it's not too bad first sector, but you'd expect maybe a little bit more. CRU signing in for the evening. Hi CRU, good evening. Good to see you watching the stream, seeing what XRL is all about, even the lower divisions.
Blue Gunner's had the corner cutting glitch.
So we've got the corner cutting glitch there. where it's
It has
auto-retired
returned.
him. So he's not going to be able to set a lap. He's going to be back of the grid. So that's not a good sign for him. We're going to get back to AZ Sasson in a little bit. We're going to actually climb on board with... Climb or jump on board, whatever.
Scasson's on a lap now, just going through turn 1.
Yeah. Go on, I'll watch him instead. I was going to watch Connor Kay on his lap, but we'll watch the Merc of AZ Sasson go round. He's at turn 2 currently.
Right, do you pronounce his name AC Sasson or Ascassin? Because I've always called him Ascassin.
Cassin AZ Sasson, I don't know.
It doesn't really matter. He comes through turn 4 anyway, goes a little wide, but doesn't really lose too much time. Now into turn 5, you want to try and avoid the curb on the outside there, because it can quite easily spin you out, as you found out for yourself, Dan, in your race last night.
Yeah, very funny.
Had to get it in there.
Yeah, you don't even want me to say what I'm thinking, alright?
Yeah. So, as Cassie now comes through turn 11, he's done a very decent first and second sector. Coming into turn 12 now,
gets in that
quite
corner
deep,
way too early, and that just pushes him wide.
Yeah, he took far too much speed into the entry, and he's gone wide at the hairpin at turn 13. But the lap is still on. It does look promising. It could be an improvement, but I'd be surprised if it was. He comes onto the final straight now, and he doesn't improve.
Not quite, no. Can't have been too far off. Let's get on board with Connor Kay. He was next to finish, and he hasn't improved. Well, no, he has, sorry. He has an 18.2 and puts himself just ahead of John Digweed for P3. JK for Dark Horse tonight says I's the best from the T6 division. We're actually on board with him now. He's on an in-lap, I think. Yeah, he's on an in-lap. This is not a good time, so he dives into the pits, and we will see him once more before the session finishes.
F1 Speed just coming through the third sector now, about to complete his lap. His lap looks reasonable, looks not too bad. It's quicker than his 19.2, I would say, that we did in his first attempt. It comes towards turn 40 now, it goes quite close to the inside there. Probably couldn't take as much speed as he thought he could have done, but he's onto the main straight now, and he proves for an 18.5 and P6.
Well, I don't know for anyone who's following Wimbledon too much. I just had a look at my phone. World ranked 144. Can't remember. Nick Kyrgios lost to beat Rafa. Sorry, I couldn't believe that one story. I did watch some.
Oh,
of
I
that.
could.
I saw the first 3 sets.
Nadal's rubbish.
On grass, maybe.
Yeah, on grass. Clay's more his sort of forte, really. He loves the French Open. That's why he's a 9-time champion, unfortunately. But at least he's not won Wimbledon that much.
It doesn't really, you know, benefit Murray at all. He's still got to take Djokovic on in the semis, so money has to be on Ryan tonight. I've seen first hand in this division how quick he is. Good to see Motorsport Nerd back in the old Lotus. Betting he'll be doing a much better job in it than he did. That's Clark with commenting on that one. So he thinks Ryan for the win, and so did you, Adam. And it's hard to
said Ryan for the win. I expected him to win, but I don't think he will.
But as I's the best has pointed out, he has got 30 seconds of penalties. And looking at AZ Sasson's time in qualifying, you could say, is he going to be able to get that much? P3 and 4, Connor Kay and John Digweed, very, very close. 100th between the two. A 10th, just over a 10th behind that is Jordan, and then another 10th behind that is F1 Speed. Flame Dragon has improved to get into P7, a 10th behind that, and then 3 tenths behind Flame Dragon is Sick Harry with Motorsport Nerd doing a 2 minutes and 45 seconds slower. I don't know what happened there.
He went on to some rather interesting intermediate tyres.
Could it be a banker lap?
Or
some crazy strategy where he keeps the tyre, he gets ahead of maybe a couple of drivers and doesn't actually incur any tyre wear, but he would have to use them in the race. So that'd be a silly choice.
Well, I received an interesting message from Jordan actually. He thought he was impeded by Flame Dragon on his second flying lap. But unfortunately, I didn't see that.
Didn't see it. Depends if our independent steward has seen it, but we'll see after the race.
Speaking of Jordan anyway, he's coming on to his next flying lap and what will probably be his last.
The Dark
he's in
Horse.
P5 at the moment on an 18th. Yes, well, supposedly the Dark Horse, but anyway, coming into turn 1 now, he gets on the break.
Quick comment from Ciario here. Irish Blue Gunner for the win, using the Ciario instant skill setup. Also, he's been getting some setup advice from the new F1 Division driver.
Well, unfortunately, Ciaru, Blue Gun has had the corner cutting glitch, so he will not be setting a qualifying time. So he will be starting
He's
right
going to
at
have
the
to
back.
do it the long way round. He's going to have to start right from the back. But I spoke to him. He's got a very out there strategy tonight. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on. 50% race. The amount of stops he's saying he's going to do seems a little bit excessive, but tyre wear and undercutting could prove to be quite good round here. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm back on board with Jordan.
He's done a very good middle sector.
This is reasonable.
He's level. I would say he's level with his teammates Gaston and Ryan, who are currently P1 and 2. So he's definitely going to improve as long as he keeps it. Oh, he gets quite a lot of oversteer out of the hairpin there. Took too much on the concrete.
Had to take a couple of bites to get into that final corner as well. Wasn't smooth as you'd like.
It's an improvement. It's an 18-1 P3.
So he's just nicked in front of Connor and John Digweed then. They will not be too happy about that one. An extra thorn in their sides for the Lotus and the Ferrari drivers. But I'm on board with Connor Kay. He's on a lap right now. And again, this looks reasonable. He's using quite a bit of his curves on the exit. Coming through to the end of Sector 2 now. Probably a little bit down on...
I think it's not his quickest lap. No, he's around about 3/10, I'd say, off Jordan's time at this current moment, but he's done a much better job going through turn 13 and avoids the concrete. Yeah, but he's got a better run through 14 as well. Very nice and smooth. Got a bit of curves. Does he improve? He doesn't improve.
No. He must be getting his lap times very close to that 18.2, because every time he goes through to start finish, it is quite close, but it doesn't improve. So that is what he's going to be doing. He's going to be qualifying P4. John Digweed now, he has backed off way earlier than what I thought for turn 1, so he hasn't improved on his time. And that'll be P5, unless F1 Speed can do anything about it. I'm now about to jump on board with the Sauber driver, now going through the final corner. Kurz unleashed, DRS opened, going over the line. Let's see what he can do.
Well, I'm just watching the rest of Sick Harry's lap. He's coming through towards turn 14 now. It's not up there with the top bit. Oh, he's gone very wide at turn 14. He used the run of his curves and DRS. He doesn't improve either.
He could be having a difficult one
Captain
today.
Captain Waiters Captain Waiters on the prime tyres.
Interesting alternate strategy there. I'm going to keep it on with F1 Speed now that he's finished the first sector.
I'll watch us gassing current P2 is coming up today.
Good evening to Greeny 0852. Craig Senna's also signing in for the evening. Good evening to you both. Craig Senna, how do you look for your race tomorrow night in T6? Will you be giving Eyes the Best a run for his money?
Well, Eyes the Best is clearly the top dog in T6 at the moment, but it's a case of whether he can keep it consistent like the rest of them.
Now, last time I watched an F4 race, ages and ages ago, the Bahrain race, Sharky commentated on this one, I believe. I watched the race, I watched it from start to finish. It was a great race to watch. It was so close between 7-8 of the guys. F1 Speed being one of those, and he's now going over the line, but it's a big improvement by 3/10. And our final driver will be VHA Captain Wade.
It's Gaskin. Gaskin's coming through the last corner now. He's going to improve.
He goes
pole, 17-7.
So he nicked
and
pole.
Flame Dragon's gone second. Dragon's gone second.
Real big surprises from Flame Dragon to get in there. So maybe this isn't all what we thought it was going to be, and maybe Ryan has got more of a battle on his hands this week. 2 seconds covering the top 9. BHA Captain Waiter on the prime. So really you're looking between 1st and 8th, the guys on the options, and 1.2 seconds covering the lot of them. So those guys seem to be close, especially the ones at the front. You look at AZ Assassin, Flame Dragon, Ryan, just over half a 10th covering those guys. Jordan and Connor and John Digweed and F1 Speed all very close, within a 10th and a half of each other. So those guys could be up for an interesting battle. So I don't think this is all as we thought, especially with Ryan and AZ Assassin incurring penalties from last week. This may not be all what we thought it was going to be for those two. They've got a bit of a fight on their hands.
Well, certainly Flame Dragon's lap came out of nowhere. Neither of us were on board with him, but clearly he was probably actually on provisional pole until Escassin did that last lap attempt. So he might be a little disappointed that he's not got pole, but for a debut racer, him second place on the grid is not bad at all.
He slipped right under the radar, but give us your thoughts, everyone, based on the qualifying. Who do you think is going to win?
What's your prediction then, Dan? Who's your money on?
So tight now.
Everything.
Sir Clarkford says, good to see Flame Dragon up there. I'm not going to side with him. I think his connection's unproven, and based off his, I don't know, I just think he might lose connection. Looking at the bars before the race, didn't look great. But, you know, if he stays in, he's got a chance. Ryan's effectively written off because of the penalty. I can't see him beating some of these guys by 30 seconds in a race.
If you put the penalties aside,
Put the penalties
then
aside.
it's a clean race.
AZ Assassin for me, I think.
You'll go with AZ Assassin.
He might have the support of his teammate up there. I think that might be what helps. Jordan being up there may affect the race for Ryan, the two of them. But very, very close between those two. Flame Dragon unproved in terms of connection, and well, he hasn't really raced against these guys before, so you know he's going to be unproven, so he could be up there. But yeah, AZ Assassin for the win on the whole.
Well,
me.
I'm going different, perhaps.
A bit boring because he's pole.
Well, I'm not going boring at all. I'm going to go with Connor Cape, who's starting fifth on the grid. He's proven to me he is the most consistent driver in this division by quite some time.
That is why he's leading the championship, of course.
Exactly, because it's not just because of his consistency, but he can keep his tyres lasting a lot longer than the rest of them. He's like the NMR Mr. Indigo of the F1 division, really.
Hopefully it'll be a clean first corner / lap. Sir Clarkwood going for the same prediction as you with Connor Kay.
Of course he would. Of course he would. Is his former teammate.
The Barrow boys going.
The Barrow boys, yeah, that as well.
That has a ring to it, like a weird group that goes on up there. I don't know.
You don't even know what you were saying half that time, do you?
But right, I suppose you may as well go in there and ask them if they're ready.
See if they're ready. Yep, I will.
Hopefully F1 speeds back from the loo because he's
well, yeah, I think he will be unless he did that whilst he was doing his lap.
Motorsport Nerd down in 10th place, not setting a lap in qualifying. Be interesting to see what sort of pace he has now that he's trying to settle and integrate himself back into league racing and back on a pace. Be interesting to see on that one. No changeable conditions. We're set for a clear race this week at the Hungary ring, so no changeable conditions, which you know did help the likes of Motorsport Nerd last week down the Nürburgring. So be an interesting one. 30 laps or 35 laps of the Hungarian Grand Prix coming right up, sponsored by GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. You got myself and XRL Bobbits giving you the action, and it'll be nice to see some of your comments through the stream. Keep us going, and hopefully the drivers will provide some great action for you.
Right, we are ready to rock and roll. round 10 in the F4000 Division. Escassin on pole position. Can he hold it into turn 1? Flame Dragon, a debutant for this race. Can he get past Escassin? And what about the likes of Motorsport Nerd, who's starting right at the back? Can he make his way at the field? We've got four lights, 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go here in Hungary.
Not quite David Croft, but you know, it was a easy assassin off the line, and good start for him.
Oh, Ryan looking around the outside of Flame Dragon.
A little bit of lag.
Oh, we've had a side pod glitch. Connor's off at turn 1. He's had a side pod glitch.
Flame Dragon going deep to try and defend, and the Ferrari on the inside of him may have a look at the Merc of AZ Saxon as well, going into turn 3 up the hill now to turn 4. He will not make the move.
And the Merc of Jordan has gone off at turn 2 as well. I wonder if he's had a collision, but well, that's two predictions really that have gone to the back of the field already on lap 1.
Mine is still there. Yes.
Oh, as Flame Dragon was just flying up in the air as he came towards the chicane.
A little bit of lag every now and again from Flame Dragon, and not the greatest start. He's dropped down a position, and there's a little bit of a gap forming between himself and Ryan now for that second place spot. Right,
oh, right.
That is a wide net up, but then Flame Dragon did the same, and well, that hasn't really changed anything there actually. They lost time doing so, but yeah, the drivers behind didn't really capitalise. John Digweed, who's actually gone up a place because of Connor Kay, and Jordan has not really capitalised on getting any closer to Flame Dragon. So. But the two who have had incidents have actually caught right up to the back of the pack already, so...
Yeah, they've definitely got the pace, haven't they? But it's just, we need to find out exactly what happened as F1 Speed is coming under pressure.
I did catch the Connor Kay one from a distance, but I didn't see the Jordan one. It'll be interesting to see whether the independent steward has caught that one or not. I'm thinking because it was so early. Yeah. The Barrow boys putting an Uber curse on Connor. Yeah, could have been that, I think. It's John Bigwig running wide out of turn 4. His Flame Dragon is lagging a little bit there.
I think
just he was a little.
It looked like he was heading. He seemed to be heading towards Budapest rather than on the actual track itself. But you know, whatever works.
He was leaving the planet for a minute, trying to take off.
I thought I could see an alien popping out the cloud, but you know, that might have just been me.
BHA Captain Ray has had a good start.
A great start, hasn't he? On those prime tyres. I mean, he's obviously capitalised on those that have gone off at the first lap. But he's also made a few overtakes as well, and he's looking good, and he's sticking to the back of F1 Speed.
Looking good to try and give F1 Speed a little run here. Being on the options as well, those option tyres can go off quick. So maybe I'll make a few positions up.
Connor Kay has already made a position back already. He's already passed his teammate, and Motorsport Nerd is now coming under pressure from Jordan from behind him. Motorsport Nerd has started on fresh prime tyres. Clearly, he's gone for the not qualifying strategy at all and just have fresh tyres and go the longer strategy maybe.
Good result from last week is F1 Speed saying you're not going to go around there, and eventually he had to yield. Gives BHA Captain White a space around the outside. We saw a few incidents around that corner so far this week, but nothing going there. And Captain Waiter now is being joined by his teammate in the McLaren. That's Irish Blue Gun on the option tyres. Now, I've been told he'll be pitting in very soon. As in lap 4, he said he'll be pitting. Now that might change due to him not actually setting a lap time, giving him fresh tyres.
Maybe lap 5 then.
Maybe lap 5, yeah, but if he's going to be stuck behind his teammate and the Sauber, and this is essentially the P5, I mean, he may think, you know what, may as well pit early, get this undercut.
The one thing's for sure, Connor Kerr currently he's still in P9, but he's catching up to the back of this.
There's a couple that have
quickly.
lost about 4 seconds to the cars there. I would guess it's Motorsport Nerd, maybe Sick Harry there.
It's Motorsport Nerd and Jordan it's Jordan after his collision at turn 2. Yeah, he hasn't passed Motorsport Nerd yet. Motorsport Nerd has saved quite a lot of his curves for the straight, whereas Jordan has none to attack.
He will have DRS. DRS is active, but yeah, I mean, Motorsport Nerd maybe just able to hold off as
Jordan using a bit of curves. Jordan's going to have a look. He's going to the outside at turn 1. Motorsport Nerd defends to the inside. He hugs the line and he maintains position. Good driving there from Motorsport Nerd. Put the car right in the middle of the track. John had nowhere to go, and he retains 10th place.
Experienced driving from Motorsport Nerd. The one-time F4 F5 driver is coming back again. He's giving it another go this season. What can he do?
Well, he impressed me last week at Nürburgring.
He did.
You know, got fifth place out of his first race back. He's not bad at all.
Solid
Wonder
result,
if he can
double
keep it up.
points.
Yeah,
Double
certainly
figure points
gives
finish
his,
is
gives his
always
teammate
good,
a hand
isn't it?
actually in the constructors.
Yeah,
As
definitely.
Flame Dragons made a big mistake. Oh, John Digweed goes very wide at turn 12, and will this give F1 Speed a chance into turn 12 actually? So it was turn 11, sorry, John Digweed went wide, and F1 Speed has a look.
And he makes it,
And he
and
makes
now
it
Captain
stick.
Wait is hovering like a hawk. So is his teammate, Irish Blue Gunner, who gets a little bit close to the rear end. Now,
Flame
will
Dragons
Irish
in.
Blue Gunner
Flame
pit?
Dragons in.
He is. So we've got Irish Blue Gunner and Flame
And that's
Dragon
Casting
both
as well.
And Alex Caston, our race
Caston.
leader. Was he race leader when he pit? I'm not sure if he held off
He
Ryan.
was, yes.
So
He was,
Ryan's
yes, but he
got
was pulling
some-
away from Ryan.
Oh, was he?
John Digweed now P3 looking on the inside F1 Speed into turn 1.
Cool, getting
F1
very,
Speed
very
gets on the
close.
brake nice and late, and he maintains second for now. But tell you what, these guys have already got a lot of lines on their tyres already, so the person in the pound seat at the moment is Captain Waiter on his primes. He's going to probably
Yeah,
take these.
though-
He could even... Ooh, yeah.
Really, for me, he has to start making moves instead of staying behind and waiting for them to pit. Because they're going to get... Ooh, that's a weird line by Captain and the Ferrari. And actually, the Williams, all of a sudden, the sick Harry has benefited hugely from it. He, all of a sudden, he's got into this battle. His qualifying pace was not good enough to suggest that he'd be there, but all of a sudden, he's now joined the fray on option tyres, so he would have had a fresh set, so...
And look who's caught up behind them already.
Connor Kay. Probably get a decent result out of today if he can keep pushing and stick Harry running wide. That's probably track extending right there. Not for me to judge.
I fancy these guys all going into the boxes. Like, well, actually, no. Could the
Bunch
Ferraris
of them
could
will
be?
do. Connor Kay needs to, I'd say.
The Ferrari's going to
do
get stacked.
something.
Ryan's gone in the pits, and John Digweed has as well.
Ooh,
John Digweed's
good.
going to lose out so much.
How much was the gap?
It was about
Oh,
6
I've gone the
seconds.
wrong-
Right, Ryan's left. John Digweed is.
Oh,
he's been
yeah.
held up for about a second.
And
about a second.
that is dreadful for him because that now means he's probably going to lose some position.
Oh no, he's
gets
still ahead of
Kay, but
Connor.
He
But
loses out
Stick,
to
he's lost it
Sick
to Stick Harry.
Sick Harry, big, benefiting very well from that. And who's come out of the pits in front? It's Flame Dragon, who made his stop. An Irish Blue Gun, who's actually passed the Flame Dragon in the stops. So Flame Dragon just going backwards. Irish Blue Gunner, though, well, Ciari's had a good little prediction here because he's not doing too bad. He's got Motorsport Nerd in front. He hasn't stopped. You've got Ryan, who he's P2, essentially. AZ Assassin P1. And then you've got BHA Captain Waiter and F1 Speed, both to pit. He should come out ahead of these guys. So look at F1 Speed, he is struggling round the middle sector.
Well, sorry, I thought I scanned a mistake actually into turn 9, but it's just quite a bit of lag. Yeah, there's quite a lot of lag coming from a
You're lagging a little bit, you know. Right, I'd expect F1 Speed to surely pit now. 6 laps in, he's 2 laps later than quite a few drivers. And I would think F1 Speed's going to come out right behind sort of that 7th odd place. Look at the pack of cars going around turn 13 up to turn 14. You would think he's going to be behind all of those or in the middle as he puts on a set of prime tyres. Luckily his Salmon pit box isn't too far down there, but he hasn't got that long until everyone jumps him, and it looks like as he comes out he might just be able to keep ahead of John Digweed. Very, very close. He does. John Digweed's going to have the tyres heated up to temperature, and he makes a move around the outside for turn 2, but I think he's going to... F1 Speed can't really try and defend that, but John Digweed not giving himself any favours, running a little bit wide, but, well, the only thing you can possibly say for F1 Speed is at least he's gone long in his first stint, but track position is worth quite a lot around here, especially in the middle sector. And that may not be so beneficial for F1 Speed to have done that. I mean, you won't have to worry about tyre wear as much as the others may be, but we're going wrong. But Depends how much it's hurt him. Connor K down in 10th. I mean, that's unlucky for him, I think. He's better than that, but again, he's going to be stuck unless he makes some quick progress. Sick Harry up into P7, doing well for him, considering he had average pace in qualifying. Flame Dragons overtook Irish Blue Gunner for P5, and they've got Motorsport Nerd in P4, who has not yet pitted.
I think F1 Speed is probably doing a similar strategy to what I was trying to do on Sunday night. Actually, I was going longer on my options at the start to make sure I could get more out of the prime tyres and try and pass people on track. Because Flame Dragon has a look on Motorsport. No, he's got in the undercut in turn 1, and it's a beautiful
really
move.
good drive out of turn 1, didn't he? I just watching that. Captain Waiter has been saying he's getting close to a win. Maybe today, says Sir Clarkwood.
Yeah, I think he was very unfortunate. He was very unfortunate last week as Blue Gunner drives clean past Motorsport before turn 4. So Blue Gunner's now up into P4.
Blue Gunner's having a really decent performance today. Just got a bit of a gap behind him to the net P5, which is 6th place runner Sick Harry, who has gone up another position. Sick Harry, because he was 7th. Let's try and see who that was. Wasn't F1, that's Captain Waiter, wasn't it? Captain Waiter's gone down to 10th. On the primes and start, he's gone all the way back down to 10th. Jordan, I'm really surprised Jordan hasn't found the pace to close the gap. He's just been going backwards.
I think he's just lost too much time. I mean, what's his best lap? His best lap's a 21.2, so he's actually the fastest person on the track at this current moment. But
he should close up to these 5-way battle for P6.
P6. But certainly one thing is that Gaston and Ryan have come out top trumps here. They've got a big gap now, and Flame Dragon, well, he had a solid start, but he's got caught up in the traffic, and he's lost quite a substantial amount of time to the two
Lotus
leaders.
of Motorsport Nerd, he is struggling on Tyre-Way, struggling to keep these guys as he runs wide of turn 2, extremely wide. He's just lost the other two. Jordan will be on him very, very soon, and you have to think Motorsport Nerd needs to pit very, very soon. F1 Original signing in, talking to him in the party before the race. He said that it was his worst track, F1 Speed, I presume. He's talking about his Captain Waiter now tries to move around the outside of John Digweed. Can he make this one stick? He's going to have to go around a long way, but makes it stick very, very comfortably, actually. I thought he was going to have to struggle, but John Digweed sort of gave in quite easily to that one. He's been falling backwards in the race after a solid start. He's actually fallen back on this second stint. So Captain Waiter now, on the options, he's reversing the first stint, as that's a clear track extension. As clear as you want to see.
Look at you being all nice towards everybody again. Sick Harry, he's all over the back of Blue Gunner now, actually. He's caught up to the back of him really quickly.
Sick Harry's race pace, solid.
His race pace seems to be solid. He had a bad run, actually, through turn 14 there. He's probably lost any chance he could have had on trying to overtake into turn 1, but he's gaining all the time, but I just don't think it's not quite enough.
Let's get over to that battle then for P4 and 5.
P4.
Yeah, he's going to have a second bite of the cherry going into turn 2, but that's not really long enough to make any sort
Blue Gunner goes
impact.
wide.
Yeah, he does. Using a bit of curves on the exit turn 2, going through turn 3, climbing up the hill. Needs to use the slipstream, but he's not really getting close enough, so it's probably going to be another lap behind, as they both take turn 4 very well there.
Got a three-way battle now, actually, for 6th, 7th, and 8th. F1 Speed in 6th, Connor 7th, and Captain Waiter on his options is all over Connor K. Those option tyres are clearly working for him, doing the alternative strategy, and, well, he needs to find a way past and get up towards the guys in front, because
Ryan and AZ Assassin doing a very, very good job of their penalties.
They're doing everything they need to do.
Yeah, Ryan's in a solid P2. He's not going to catch AZ Assassin from there, you wouldn't think. But with 30 seconds to make, he's probably made, 10, 12 seconds to the cars in this group. And that might well be good enough based on that. He's not even a third of the way through the race. So they're doing a very good job so far of maintaining the gaps and limiting the damage. And Sick Harry again, getting close, but not close enough. He's going to have a second go though, and this time it looks a bit more straightforward as Irish Blue Gunner gets on the curb on exit, gets the car really, really unsettled, drops down to P5. He will have a much better run out of turn 2. Let's get on board, but he just can't make it stick.
Captain Waiter has actually got ahead of Connor Kay into turn 1 with DRS assist, and he's now chasing down F1 speed for P6.
I'm going to stick on this Irish Blue Gunner battle, because these two are really going at it still. They're not...
They're going at it, and they're losing time to the guys behind. F1 speed is
closing
that gap down.
Irish Blue Gunner getting deep, hitting the curb, and has lost 3 or 4 tenths there, but pretty much gains it all back through the sweepers in the second sector. Not all of it, he's still got about probably about half a second, that gap between the two of them now. He will still get DRS, but yeah, as you said, these guys are lapping so slowly, it's almost bringing F1 speed, BHA Captain Waiter, and I believe that's Lotus of Connor, yeah, behind. Connor's actually lost a position to Captain Waiter then over the last lap. He's now down into P8 because he was P7 when I lost.
At the same time though, they're not really losing that much time to Flame Dragon in third. He doesn't seem to be liking these prime tyres.
This battle for the final podium spot is going to be close tonight, and that could also change with the penalty that Ryan's got. Ryan's now finished his first sector, so it's usually 28 seconds. So he's got about 11-second gap.
About
it's not
10 seconds at least, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, considering we're only a third of the way through the race, it's not a bad start, but it needs
not
to
a bad
do a bit
start,
more.
no. You just have to feel though, these guys are battling, and if it all gets stretched towards the end, he might lose a couple because they can lap slightly quicker. And on the lower fuel, it was quite close between these guys. He always has to pull a second lap out, just under a second lap. Like, on average, I think it's like 9.95 seconds a lap on everyone to make sure he gets enough time. It's quite a lot. I mean, I don't know whether he can do that or not.
Well, we'll find out as the race continues. I mean, you can't put it past him. I mean, he's doing all that he can at the moment. He's actually closed the gap to Escassin at the front. The gap has reduced a little bit.
Hasn't it?
But it's nowhere near as close as this midfield group. As Blue Gunner goes into the pits to get all ready for his second stop.
Well, he said 4 stop, so... But yeah, we've already seen he looks quite uncomfortable.
I think we're going to be seeing the Blue Gunner do a 5 stop at this rate.
So he's on his second stop, lap 12. If he does primes, I mean, he can do 20, third stop, 27, 28, last stop to the end. Should be a 4-stop primes all the way. I mean, that baffles me a little bit. I would have thought he'd been able to go options at some point. He must be suffering the tyre wear a little bit, I don't know. But Captain Waiter now, quite close to the back of F1 speed. These two have been quite a bit this race. He can't try and make me there.
He did, and he backed out. He realised that he was wise enough to, right? But he's certainly all over F1 speed who cuts turn 7 like, well, as clear as anything you're really going to see this race. You know, these guys are pushing the limits, and, well, they need to be careful. Because even though they're in a solid position as it is, you know, they could quite easily lose out to the people. It's actually, Ryan has closed right up to Escassin on this lap.
So that is your battle for the lead, and we will go there because there is little gaps here and there between these guys. So we will jump off to our race lead battle between... It's not quite materialised yet, but maybe AZ Assassin's trying to go deep into his stint. Or Ryan's just got the better tyre wear over the duration of the stint. Maybe
well, Ryan did pit later than Escassin, so his tyres are a little fresher at this point, but I wouldn't have thought there would be too much difference.
I would be very, very impressed if Sick Harry gets third tonight. That would be an awesome
Ryan
result.
Was wide at turn 4.
Captain Waiter now on the option tyres. He hasn't made the inroads I thought he would make on these option tyres, but this track, especially in the middle sector, is just one where there's not overtaking. It is really the first couple of corners with the DRS are the main overtaking points, and you've got to rely on error to get you past more. But even so, I'm struggling out of that chicane there on the curb on the top.
Oh, I thought Ryan was going to have a look into Ascassin, and then, Ascassin has actually dived into the box, and Ryan follows him.
So, in their matching strategy, you fancy Ryan all of a sudden because his tyre wear, his pace on the tyre wear seems better than that
I
of
wonder if Ascassin, because they were that close coming to the pits, I wonder if Ascassin's going to be held up by the Ferrari. Nope, he gets released. He's come out just ahead. And Sikari, I think, is coming into the pits as well.
So's Captain Waiter.
Tell you what, though, who's coming down the main straight now? That could stop all this. It's F1 speed. He's going to go in between the pair of them, and he does. So that's good for Ascassin. He could hold off Ryan for a little bit. But Ryan is attacking straight away, using all of his curves. He's not wasting any time. And he dives underneath F1 speed at turn 2.
That held him up by nothing.
So, he's not really lost anything.
And so we've got a pissed off lead on these guys.
Oh, Ryan, track is in at turn 4 yet again. He's got to be really careful. The amount of times I've seen him do it already. There's actually Ascassin goes really wide at turn 5 and nearly did a U-done. That's twice already.
I'm saving it for later.
You're saving it for later, right? Oh, three-way scrub going on for 6th place as Jordan's gone off the track. I think he may have had a little nudge from the, it was either the McLaren or the Red Bull, but the Red Bull of Flame Dragon is now all over the back of Irish Blue Gunner, who's undercut him. He's undercut him, but Flame Dragon having a look in the inside of turn 12. Oh, Blue Gunner tried to turn into him.
Blue Gunner just turning into him there. I don't think there's anything Flame Dragon could have done, but these two have been quite close in their stints. Flame Dragon has been able to be the slightly quicker driver of the two, but Blue Gunner undercutting both times to get ahead. But Kerr's DRS, this should be a formality for him.
It is,
and it is way before the corner. Good 400-500 feet before the corner. Blue Gunner closing in the nearing stages of the corner, but an easy move nonetheless. And up into P3, that third podium position. And these guys are pitted, same as the guys in front. And we're now battling quite hard for that race win.
Oh, Ascassin's got a little wide. Ryan's got a little bit of a run into turn 5, but you can't make a move on the outside, unlike Fernando Alonso did on Michael Schumacher in the wet conditions. Unfortunately, it's not wet here for us, it's dry. So I don't expect...
see things. Here's the best. Picture of him behind my TV, him in his Ferrari.
Oh dear. Oh, Ryan going off at turn 11 this time. He's really pushing his luck. But I think the gap actually between them two and the cars behind has actually reduced a little bit.
I think it has as well. It looks a bit close when I last checked.
I think it's simply because of the undercut, but everyone else seems to have spread out a bit, apart from these two. Ascassin's gone very defensive just to get out of the slipstream.
Ryan there, 21-4, or his personal best, I should say. I think it's a pretty slap of a race. But he's now closing that gap, but not enough. I think AZ Sass has got enough about him to keep the lead, but what was really worrying was how Ryan was catching up towards the end of that final stint, suggesting that maybe tyre wear for him is less than the Merc in front. The Merc's maybe having a car that just stretches its tyres a little bit more.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, look, currently, actually, the fastest lap at the moment is actually gone to Irish Blue Gunner of all people, as Ryan is all over the back of Ascassin coming in towards the chicane.
We have now hit the halfway race distance, and yeah, well, there's a lot of drivers still very close. It's not exactly like a spread out race. These guys have been able to get ahead of the rest, but very close.
As we've mentioned, the problem with these guys is they need a big enough gap to ensure that they keep their positions. And they're doing what they can, but by battling with each other is not going to help their cause.
And our Mr. Indigo on the stream saying, someone could always do a Bobberts, smiley face.
Oh, Indigo, where do you live? I will find you. And I will make sure you do not finish ahead of me.
And Sir Clarkford and Ciari picking up on the cheeky track extending from some of these guys. That's why we got the independent steward in here tonight. He's doing his job, I assure you, probably very well.
Yeah, I've got every confidence. Oh, actually.
Good to see Bobberts' dog enjoying the race again as well.
Flame Dragon's retired!
That is an odd one. What was wrong with him there then?
I don't know, he was in third place. Seemed to be pulling away from these guys. And
Maybe had to go for some reason. I don't know why. That's a massive shame. He was doing well. It could either be that his car was flying around and people were telling him, because it was doing that every now and again.
It seemed to have settled down a bit actually as the race
Yeah,
went on.
So maybe because I can remember at the China race he had to go for something, and that's why he didn't race. Maybe he's quite a busy guy. I don't know. Something's just popped up, which means he can watch. But that does mean the Irish Blue Gunner has now been promoted into P4 or P3. Plain Dragon, what happened, man?
Lag, that's the problem. I had a massive lag and I nearly took Blue Gunner out, so decided to retire. There's no point. It's just because
so your car was
lag back and forth.
Your car was lagging, or theirs was?
Mine.
Oh right, so the connection was struggling. Well, it did have a red bar before the race. I mean, I don't know what your internet's like, but is there any way?
I'm in Ireland, so it's shit. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's okay sometimes, but sometimes it's fucking terrible.
So it's across your down six. Carrie's made a move on the inside of Blue Gun into turn one, and
maybe it's
he
one of those things where
place.
possibly, try and put up with it if you could have. I'm sure you tried
but
to.
everyone was just complaining. It's just better for me to retire because I nearly took Blue Gunner out. I lagged back in the jump board, so he had him like a half spin. So
is there any way that you can make the connection better, like plugging it into a sort of wired connection, or
maybe?
I don't know.
The wired connection is still pretty poor though, so.
Yeah, but it's more consistent instead of wireless, which can be up and down. It's what causes the lag.
I don't know, just decided to retire. I didn't want to ruin anyone's race.
Yeah, well, your qualifying pace was good. The general pace was good in the race. Does bode well for future races if the connection can hold up. So hopefully you'll have a better one next week. But fancy action. Sick Harry's got past Irish Blue Gunner with ease. And he is now into P3.
Irish Blue Gunner's gone back into the pits again for another stop.
His tyre wear is absolutely dreadful. I don't understand it.
Like I said, I think he's doing a 5-stop, but up at front, I think Ryan must have made a mistake at some point whilst we weren't on board, and that gap has increased.
So are you? How can you get a person with someone's face on there? I don't even know how you can do that. Chainboat Plain Dragon, but it is exactly how I said it in pre-race. I mean, just dependent on his connection, and it wasn't good today. It's, not being good for him at all.
Well,
As the race leaders are 20 seconds ahead of the guys behind now, with 15 laps to go. You would think they're going to clear. Who is our race leader? It's Duazy Saturn. He is starting to pull a gap again to Ryan. Maybe it's a good second and a half now. He's definitely not inside DRS range, so he's not. But there's 10 in here. They're all going to get points unless they retire. As Captain Waiter dives into pit 2 or 3 bikes to try and get into that corner. Maybe the tyres are starting to fall off. Blue Gunner, you would think, would get ahead on the undercut, but you have to. Blue Gunner. I mean, this looks like he's got a dreadful tyre wear today.
Captain Waiter goes back onto another set of option tyres. I actually spoke to him pre-race and he was telling me he was going to do 3 option stints. As he does indeed come out. No, Captain Waiter.
Alright.
And he's come out behind his teammate yet again, which is not really going to help him. Tell you what though, the gap at the front has reduced again. Ryan all of a sudden has caught up to the back of Vescassin. Vescassin has a bit of a moment into turn 12, and Ryan, he just seems to have the more stable car. He just seems to be more planted than Vescassin.
Yeah, Vescassin has the pace, but it's not as consistent.
Can't believe I'm saying that Ryan's got more consistent pace. Jesus. I haven't said that for quite a while. But the thing is with Ascassen, he's not being troubled by Ryan on these DRS straights. He's being very tactical and using his curves when he needs to, and Ryan's responding by
used nearly all of his curves already. And,
he uses all of his curves on the 2 DRS straights just to get close, but then he just can't make the overtake.
Close enough. And then Ascassen, look at him, he's got nearly 2/3 of his curves, using some now out of the exit of turn 3. You know, he's got enough about him to know that, you know, he's got enough pace to hopefully hold him off.
I mean, it's at this point actually on the circuit that Ryan gets really close. It's just coming out of sector 3. Ascassen seems to have a much better run out of the last corner, which is what is saving him really from any threat whatsoever.
And the thing is, it is that run out of the last corner because of the curves. He's got half a bar of curves. You would presumably think that that is being used on the exit of the final corner to sort of slingshot and get a bit of a gap before the DRS is active. And then he can use maybe a little bit more curves just to hold position. And it's working to good effect at the moment. Ryan can't get close enough. And, you know, he's lost time in this sector. He nearly turned in way too early. And, you know, that gap has gone up quite some way. Again, it's almost a second, I'd say, all of a sudden.
That says well over a second. I mean, I know he's got the DRS, but he's used more than 3/4 of a bar of his curves just to catch up again. And as I said, he just had a lag spike actually. But he uses the remainder of it all now. I mean, he's not really gaining on Ascassen.
But I think that's where maybe, like racing in the F4 division, and racing like in a higher class, you just get a bit more tactical nous for stuff like that. I mean, I'm not sure. It's easy to say, like from a watching point of view, I wouldn't use all my curves here, but after it not working for a few laps, you'd think, right, I need to change tack here. I need to think about what can I do to change the way that I can make a pass. It's not going to work there. I mean, he's just made a massive error going through the chicane, completely missed the corner, lost about a second and a half. So we're going to go back a little bit because that battle's calmed down.
Tell you one person who is flying at the moment, and that's Irish Blue Gun. He's the only person in the 19s at the moment on his fresh set of primes.
Has pace.
And, you know, he's already catching to the guys in front. You know, maybe this extra pit stop could work in his favour a little bit. I mean, and we've only got 12 laps to go already. But, yeah, the fact is he's gaining on the cars in front quite quickly, and it could work out for him.
Yeah, one to keep an eye on. The thing is, he's got to make passes to make it work.
He's
so
got the fresher rubber, which will help.
Yeah. I mean, he may just arrive at these drivers as their tyres are going off, but
Ryan's
aren't
made a pit
quite
stop,
ready
by the way.
So Ryan's in. You could tell from how wide he went at the chicane that possibly it was coming. He's got 12 laps to go, so is that enough? Can he do a whole prime stint on that?
No, he's asking a bit much, I think.
2 option stops then?
But he's gone on to primes, actually.
So he's gone primes. He's going to have to go prime option. There's no way that those tyres would do 12 laps, surely, on a 50% race.
He's making a very bold move, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that could backfire, and it could... You know, 30 seconds he's got to make. If he has to do an extra stop, he's all of a sudden, you know... Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
No, I mean, all of these guys behind him, as well as Ascassen, have all got to stop at least once more. But
the fact
is, he's probably going to lose so much. I mean, he's going to get in the time now, but he'll lose even more of that time coming to the end of his stint if he doesn't pit again.
Yeah, that's right. And now Irish Blue Gunner, that extra grip's going to count for a lot as he now comes to the Mercedes of JK. He's looking around the outside to get the inside, but it's not going to work there. JK runs. Oh, I don't know if that's extending or not. Looks quite close, may have just been okay. But now, yeah, Irish Blue Gun can just plant the power down so much early. Can he brave it around the outside? No, he can't. He tries to go around the outside and get an earlier drive on the exit. And will Jordan go in the pits? No, he doesn't. So he's going to have to take Blue Gun and go a long way. He's actually going to try and cut under. And good driving using the grip. And yeah, good move.
Yeah, some of the guys are making their final stops now, actually, with 11 laps to go. We have... Who's in the pits? We've got... No, it's Jordan. There's 9, clearly not.
Can they do 11 on primes?
11 is a bit easier, but again, I think you need around about 10 laps on 50%. It's Sick Harry who's gone in the Williams. He's come out in P8. And Connor's gone in as well, actually, but he's one person who can conserve his tyres, so I'd expect Connor to be okay with it, but I don't know about Sick Eye, I'm not too sure what his tyre wear is generally like. As Ryan has undercut Ascassin and he's in the lead. As more spot, no, there's a short car and we have a safety car.
Pit wall, and well, that might make it a bit easier on the tyre wear.
This is not good. This is not good though for Ryan and Ascassin who have their penalties.
Oh no! Well, Ascassin maybe a little bit more than Ryan, but
Ryan is not going to be happy about that. Is he going to dive into the box? No, he doesn't. I would be tempted to put another set of tyres on just Ascassin.
Just go. I mean, it makes the makes it so much easier, doesn't it?
F1 Speed will pit because he needs to.
And neither does Ascassin.
John Digweed pit. John Digweed's in.
All are boxing.
Blue Gunner's gone. Oh, has Blue Gunner missed a pit entry?
Mistake of the week right there. Blue Gunner, that well. He'll be like, oh yes, I've gone up to 3rd place. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be too happy about that one.
Dear.
And rookie mistake. RIP Motorsport Nerd says CRU. Sir Clark, we're trying to get some setup advice. Sir Clark, you don't even race anymore, man. You want setup advice? So you sort out. But Irish Blue Gunner, wow, that's a race ruiner right there, because he's going to get stuck behind the safety car. He'll probably go in the box and pit and then go last. So he's got a lot of overtaking to do towards the end of the stint. Not as much as Ryan and Ascassin have to do to, well, not overtaking, but they have to push like crazy for 8 laps.
The thing is, though, they are not. These guys are going to be in a really bad position because their tyres are a couple of laps older compared to those who are behind him. And well, obviously Irish Blue Gunner, who made, I would say, the fail, at least definitely the fail of the week, if not one of the fails of the season. He's not really in a great position himself, but P4, Sick Harry, Prime Tyres, has the freshest set. And he could be a dangerous guy in front. As I'm actually getting bombarded with... Stuart, could you stop sending me...
we've got a bit of 5-second lag from Irish Blue Gunner there. And now, can he make the pits this time? He can make the pits this time. Second time the charm, and that's... He's got such an uphill battle to keep a decent position or even make the moves, because these guys aren't slow who are in front. As he now exits the pits, and he is going to come out last. Motorsport Nerd. Pit wall.
Yeah, I was in the middle of a 5-second lag, so that's obviously I didn't know really where I was, so I was turned in too early, and then next thing I knew, I'd wrecked the car.
Germany was a good race for you. You scored 10 points there, getting 5th place in the wet, but not such a good one this week. Struggled for pace generally, Randy.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Yeah, I think to be fair, these guys they've done pretty well for this division in the pace this weekend, for this week. But,
Seasoned pro of the F4 Division speaking here.
Yeah, I just had no pace this weekend.
Well, we're in the middle of the week, so it's not the weekend.
Yeah, sorry.
Just being fair. But Belgium, one of those classics. Does it suit you?
We'll find out. I better get practice anyway. I'm going to be able to compete, and yeah, hopefully I can bounce out of the top 5 next week.
Well,
yeah,
I expect you to. Okay, so no pressure.
Yeah, there's no pressure. The owner of the league. But, hey, at least inadvertently, I've created a good end to the race here.
Yeah,
what you've done is you've messed it up. You've messed it up for Ryan and Ascassin, who have their Ryan's clearly back in the field. I mean, look. That is a professional way of back in the field.
I saw them on my track map. They look miles ahead. They're miles ahead.
Ascassin's got a 10-second penalty for this race, and Ryan's got 30 seconds penalties brought forwards to this week. So Ryan has got to, pull about 10 seconds a lap. 5
look at the
seconds
gap
a lap.
he's got already. He's just bombed off the line compared to everybody else. He's just left Ascassin for chips.
Oh, Sayari is giving us his setup for Belgium. Considering I don't practice, I might have a little bit of a...
Yeah, Sayari, I want to ask, how are you doing that quick of a last sector?
Well, what laps is he doing? Because Spa was the
he's
track
doing-
that I saw some mega pace at, so
He's doing mid 45s on primes. He's 2/10 quicker than me at the moment.
he's better than you.
Well, you see, the first sector I'm quicker. The second sector it's pretty much the same, and the last sector he's just so much quicker, and I don't know how.
Does he drive Blanchimont like a turn and you drive it like a straight? Is that might be what it is?
Oh, Sakari nearly had a moment there, but I don't know. I think he uses maybe a bit more curves in the last sector. It could be that. Is that F1 speed? Having a look at Sakari into turn 12. The front two have already got a bit of a gap already.
Silly move from
what-
John Digweed on Connor Kay, and Jordan getting up a position there. That's a silly move from John Digweed.
This has worked well for Jordan. And you know what's interesting? Sick Harry and F1 Speed both have 10-second penalties. Jordan in P5 is looking really good at the moment.
Sick Harry and F1 Speed, I think I know what they'll be for. Same with Captain Waiter. I think it'll be something to do with the pit stop that Irish Blue Gunner had. Because those three were the ones that overtook
Captain
him.
Waiter had his penalty from the start of the race. I know
So
that.
it'll be interesting to query those then.
What a move!
And Ryan and Azkassin getting away. Now Azkassin doesn't really have to do anything. He can just stay in P2 and just, drive and know in the knowledge that he's got the race win if he can pull 10 seconds.
The problem is he's got to make sure that actually out of anybody that has to stay ahead of, it's currently his teammate. His teammate is the one who's in the pound seat.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, saying that, Connor Kay's in 5th place now. He's ahead.
Yeah,
Connor Kay with the win.
The stormer of a move
The
on
championship
Jordan turn
leader is up to 5th place.
one. My beloved teammate.
Ciari says it's magic, Bobbert. Magic.
Yeah, already love
he
it.
says that in
Yes, I
relation
know
to that
it's
last
magic.
sector.
That's why I want to know. Then again, I can always give you tips on the first sector because your first sector, I must say, is appalling. Jordan trying to attack the back of Connor Kay, but he's not close enough. I tell you what, we've got an inter-team McLaren battle here. Irish Blue Gunner on the inside of Captain Waiter. Captain Waiter breaks later. He makes the corner and retains.
Top four's got a penalty then?
Well, the top two have penalties from the last races. Harry and Speed both have currently 10 seconds, and Connor's the first one who doesn't have one.
Get in. Come on, Connor.
But those penalties can be reversed.
Yeah, it depends on what they got them for.
So it's not necessarily full gone that Connor Kay's won this race, but he's in a great position.
Tell you what, I'm
As
really
Cassin
surprised.
might
Even though,
build 10 seconds yet though. They've made a really solid start.
yeah, I think Sick Harry is holding up F1 Speed. F1 Speed, he's gone onto option tyres actually. He's gone for a bold strategy, and he's the one who can probably change all of this around. He needs to get ahead of that Williams though, who's clearly, well, I wouldn't say struggling, but he's just not as quick. And Jordan is actually caught up to the back of
No, it's
Connor,
good
who
to
goes a
see
little.
Sick Harry doing as well as it's a bit hit and miss as to,
They're not going to get 30 seconds with any 30 seconds. No way.
Hashtag
Sorry.
F1 trash talk, says Sir Clark.
Jordan is
Yeah,
all over the
many
back of
moments
Connor
ago.
as they come onto the main
Right,
straight. He's
mate,
got
gotta go
DRS.
Got to go defensive.
He hasn't used any curse, Jordan. He hasn't used any curse to attack.
I'll
And
be setting him up.
Second, yeah, use a second DRS, get a good exit out of T1.
I think it
Doesn't
wasn't the
get
best
great.
exit.
no, it hasn't worked.
Then doesn't
Is he
use
going to have a
curves.
look up? Is he going to have a look up into turn 4?
That would be the next place, but after that, where is the next one this lap? I mean,
He's using curves now. He's not quite. He's still got half a bar. He's closing. He's closing, but he's not.
narrows
closing
up
enough.
here though. It's quite
Oh,
difficult
Connor
to.
track extends at turn 4.
Yeah,
Connor,
you gotta be careful
Jordan
with
keeps
the
him in the
track.
lines, but at the same time, the two McLarens of Irish Blue Gunner and Captain Waiter are all over the back of these two. Any mistake, and those two will capitalise on it.
I'm not going to lie, I'm going to need a genius setup because I'm still not on my best. I need a good setup for spar function.
Speak to Ciario, he's on.
Speak to me.
Well, not so much Bobbert. If you want a setup that lets you down when it really matters, then go to Bobbert's. But
Tell you what, though, actually, this is a great 4-car, soon to be a 5-car scrap now. As John Digweed
for
is
what
kept on
could
the back
be
of
the
this.
leaders. Oh, the Merc runs
Jordan.
wide of Jordan.
I think Jordan got a bit of a nudge. Jordan got a
Nice.
nudge from Blue Gunner actually at the turn
Come on,
13.
Connor, keep going, mate.
No, he didn't. He just ran wide. The McLarens were nowhere near him, were they?
It looked like they were, but Captain Ware's responded with curves and he's got ahead of Jordan. Jordan's lost 2 positions.
Oh,
Captain
as
Ware
Irish Blue
locks
Gunner
up.
runs extremely
Outbreaks
deep.
himself.
It's Blue Gunner
Was it-
and down
oh,
in
is it?
P8. Yeah, you get confused.
Blue Gunner.
John Digweed just overseeing these cars, and it could well become a 5-way scrap now that he's got himself into the race. As I think, you know, as Cassin might win this race, he might well open the gap up
I
enough.
don't think Dick Harry
close.
is maintaining that gap at F1 Speed's tyres.
Yeah, but those two
starting
guys
to
have got
go off.
penalties, haven't they?
True, but
So Connor Kay is
It's gonna be-
technically the first
It is
runner,
going to
and
be
is that?
very, very close, isn't
it's
it?
going to be very
gonna be-
close. There's no doubt about that with just over 3 laps to
Don't know
go.
who's going to get it yet, do we?
I will have to apologise to Connor for being absolutely terrible this week. I'll do better next week.
And do you like practice with Connor, Matt? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I did this week, but I didn't get too much practice in this week, so I'm a little bit busy this time. I think I might
Summer
even
holidays.
go on after
Come
after
on.
this onto Spa. For a bit of
You,
practice.
you are not at school at the moment, aren't you? 'Cause you've done your exams.
Yeah, no, I finished now. No, I've done.
Just have no
I've completely
excuses.
finished. Yeah, I will.
Ryan's gone wide at
Right.
turn 1. Ascassin takes the lead.
Oh, why am I not there? John Digweed making a move on Jordan. Jordan trying to defend. He can't do so. And John Digweed will get a DRS for his troubles and pull away from the Merc. Let's get closer up to the front. BHA Captain Waiter and Connor Kay. And then you got the 2 of F1 Speed who's dropped off. His tyres are starting to go. Sick Harry starting to build that gap up. So he's done really well today getting 3rd place. And you know what? That gap has really not... I think Sick Harry's getting closer to him.
Yeah, Ascassin's tyres are 1 lap fresher than Ryan's at this current time, so he's in a better position, but Ryan's tyres seem to have gone off the cliff already. There's still 2 more laps to go, but Sick Harry, that gap is closing.
They didn't box under the safety car, did they?
No, because they just made their pit stops like 1 and 2 laps previously.
Well, that's why you don't drive like an idiot and get penalties, because in Ryan's case, he's going to go from first to last, and it doesn't matter now what he does. Race is gone, unless other drivers
Yeah,
get
the
penalties.
safety car,
I mean,
your safety
it's
car,
ruined it for
George, has ruined Ryan's race.
But
I hope
mean,
you feel happy.
that should teach him a lesson. It should teach him a
Yes,
lesson.
they should. They should. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
We had a little close coming together. It wasn't we didn't collide, but coming out of the pits. After the
F1
first stint,
Speed is
he,
struggling
squeezed me.
so much now. He has lost so much time to Sick Harry. Sick Harry, in turn, is closing into our race
Come
lead
on,
with
Connor.
2 laps as well. I
Tell you
wouldn't
what.
discount Sick Harry for P2 if Ryan's tyres keep going off. Keep an eye on that one. Connor
Another
Kay
thing
now
I'm not
and-
discounting is BHA Captain Waiter making a move on Connor. He's caught up to him at a rate of knots.
and this could be for the lead as
no,
well.
F1
grip at all,
Speed.
does he?
F1 Speed's got no
Look at
grip
him.
at all.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's gone through turn 7 there. Connor Kay has a little bit of a moment as Captain Waiter. Oh,
Come on,
Captain
Connor.
Waiter looks good.
Oh,
F1
he's
Speed
got
goes
him,
wide.
he's got him.
He's gone wide. He's lost 2 places. Connor Kay and Captain Waiter
F1
both
Speed
go
going
through.
for the aggressive strategy, and it has not
Come on,
worked
Connor.
today.
And John Digweed now is having a look at... Oh, F1 Speed locks up. Does John Digweed go through? Yes, he does.
P6
Oh,
of
yes,
John
and there.
Digweed
Come on,
running
come on,
what?
Connor. Connor, you can get this win because everyone else got penalties.
It's going to be very close, so that's for sure.
Sick Harry,
It's not
look at
10
him
seconds
go.
to the leader. The leader's not got 10 seconds on Connor. Quite.
Imagine
Probably
if
about
Sick
8 or
Harry
9.
gets his penalty taken off. That could be a race win for him.
John
Anything
Digweed. John
can
Digweed,
happen.
having a look at Captain Waiter here.
Yeah, these
That's
guys.
not close enough. These
These-
3 are still very close as F1 Speed has lost more positions. He's just tumbling down. Jordan's gone ahead of him.
That's last.
And I
He'll be
think-
last by the end of this
And
lap,
Blue Gun
surely.
is now ahead. Yeah, F1 Speed is now last.
Good evening to GSY Davey. You've finished your race early, or you've had something bad go on. That's not necessarily a good thing, but this is proving to be quite a close race. John Digweed running really wide out of T4 there. And look at Ryan. Ryan
Look at
has
Ryan, he's
completely
really struggling.
dropped. And Sick Harry might be saying thank you very much. He gets close in these last few corners.
I tell you
Yeah,
what,
I
I think
doubt it,
Ascassin's
but-
got this. I think Ascassin's got this. I think
Depends
he's
on
got a
Sick
big enough.
Harry.
I think he's got a big enough gap to. Well, he's
Not
got a big
to
enough gap to
third.
Connor.
Yeah, not to third, but to Connor. But it depends if that penalty gets revoked whoever's in third. But yeah, if it isn't, then yeah, he's done it.
Ascassin comes round the final corner for the last time, and he takes the provisional win in
Thanks,
Hungary
guys.
in
My
F4.
prediction. Thanks. Yeah.
Well done.
Ryan somehow hangs on to second.
Another
Sick Harry's
lap and
right on
Harry
his
would have
tail
had
in
him.
third. Connor recovers to finish a good fourth place.
Captain Waiter and John Digby very, very close. The rest are going over the
F1
line, and
speed.
F1 speed. Well,
Well, look at this.
he went aggressive, and
29,
it didn't work.
130. He did a 1 minute 32 on his
And,
final
oh,
lap.
32 seconds for F1
Yes,
speed means
Connor, get in there, Connor.
Connor
gets it.
finishes 9.8 seconds.
Oh, fantastic.
Well,
9.8
we'll get
seconds
our
wasted.
original top 3 drivers in, which will be Ascassin, Ryan, and Connor. But obviously, we will be talking to the drivers after the race in regards to their penalties. See what they got it for.
Lost connection on grid. Why were you on grid, Davey? You may be racing in GP3.
That's an interesting one.
This is a rare occasion that I get to speak to Sick Harry, you know. Or you get to speak to Sick Harry, but
Well, it's going to be Connor. Connor's the one who's originally finished in third place.
Sick Harry had a ghost penalty where they want to review that.
okay.
A ghosting. Yeah, we'll review everything after.
I know what it's
But
for.
this is our original top 3 with obviously penalty talked about later on. We have Gassin taking the win, Ryan somehow hanging on to second place, and Connor, because of the penalties, coming into third. So Gassin, we'll go to you. Full position of what seemed to be a very good last final run for you. And, well, everything seemed to go well for you, actually. Pam being undercut by Ryan towards the end of the sim. But how did your race go for you, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think if I can get the penalty from Nürburgring removed, it'd be brilliant. Except for the fact that we've got a penalty from Nürburgring, which makes it all so bad. Because I had the pace, and I just dropped Ryan like a stone in that final few laps. I don't know if he made mistakes or not. He might
Tyre
have, but
wear.
even if he did.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it
pitted a
was
lap earlier than me.
Yeah, it's a simple case of tyre wear. I mean, obviously when the safety car came out, were you not tempted at all maybe to go into a fresher set of tyres, just to go for a riskier strategy? Because I mean, the guys behind you all had to pit, and they clearly had obviously 1 or 2 lap fresher tyres compared to yourself and Ryan. So, were you not tempted in a way, or was it just a case of just hang on at the front?
I just decided stay where I am, take no risks, I'll try. After everyone pit, I realised, crap, I could have pit for some options. Well, no, I wouldn't have made options at the end.
Yeah, I mean, F1 Speed went onto the options at the end, and he went from 4th to last in a lap and a half. So it's definitely a good idea not to go onto the option tires. But well, originally, congratulations on you, Gassin, on taking the victory originally. Ryan, P2 from after starting P3. You made a great start and made your way past Flame Dragon on the first lap. You were battling with Gassin quite hard through the race, and it was a really good battle between yourselves. Did you see yourself at any point on perhaps beating him?
Yes. Because he lagged in front of me on the last 2 laps. I had like 4-second lag spike. But that didn't happen. I'd have hopefully had it. But when I saw the safety car coming out, I thought, I'm not going to pit, I want to do a restart. So, you know.
I mean, as I asked Gassin, were you not actually tempted yourself maybe? Because obviously, I know you just made a pit stop a couple of laps earlier, but did you think maybe, did you have another set of prime tires at the end, or did you not think on going on the options at all?
No,
I
my
thought
tyres
about... Oh, shit.
My tyres weren't touched at all. Like, they weren't damaged at all, so no point going in.
Alright, well obviously that safety car has cost you, because obviously you do have your penalties to add on, but originally, a good race for you, taking second place, and congratulations to you. And finally, Connor, A bad start. I don't know if it was obviously whether or not it was your own fault. Obviously, you did have an incident at the first corner, but again, the safety car seemed to come into your play, and you made your way up through the field, passing people at every single opportunity. How did your race go in your view?
Yeah, definitely mixed reviews. The start was, well, the worst thing I could have imagined, to be honest, except losing my wing. But yeah, I think you'll see from a few of F1 speed quarters, so that can be reviewed there. But yeah, apart from that, I was, well, obviously happy to be here now. The safety car was perfect for me, really, but yeah, I just kept plugging away and hoped something would happen and go in my favour.
Well, obviously, because of the penalties, depending on what everyone else is going to be given, you should still retain your championship lead as we just reached over halfway through the season. Is this where you thought you'd see yourself at this time, perhaps leading the championship, or at least fighting at the top with like Ryan and Ascassen?
Well, I didn't think so coming into the season. After the first 4 or 5 races, I had a little hope, but you can't really tell that early. But it is about now where you start to think who can and cannot win the championship, so we'll see over the next few races.
I mean, I go lastly.
People complained about how slow my safety car restart was.
Well, obviously we can't do anything about that. I mean, from my view, it seems to be okay. But, well, congratulations to the three of you. Obviously, next week we move on to Spa, which is probably one of most people's favourite circuits. But coming up tomorrow night, we have the F5 and T6 doubleheader, where I think Dan will be possibly streaming one of those, as well as BHA Captain Waster and F1 Speed. So hopefully we'll be seeing them in the box tomorrow night. As for us, we'll be returning next Tuesday with the F4 guys, and obviously we'll rejoin the F1 division on Sunday for 100% around the Spa. But from all of us here, thank you, and